You'd think that by now, in 2025, after decades of headlines about data leaks, hacked systems, and privacy breaches, we'd have learned our lesson. But here we are, still watching one cybersecurity failure after another. Still handing over our private data, still trusting systems that can't quite keep it safe. Because privacy and online ethics aren't just about firewalls or fancy encryption. They're about people. About how much trust we give to institutions, to platforms, and to each other. And when the trust breaks, it's never just technical. It's deeply human. Let's start in Australia. In May 2025, the Australian Human Rights Commission, the very agency meant to protect people's rights, admitted it had suffered a serious data breach. Roughly 670 attachments uploaded through public web forms were accidentally made accessible online. These weren't random files. They included submissions for complaints, entries for the Speaking from Experience project, even nominations for the National Human Rights Awards. Inside those documents were names, addresses, phone numbers, health information, religious details, employment histories, personal data that was never meant to be public. Imagine you'd sent in a complaint about discrimination, expecting confidentiality, only to find your words and details sitting open on the internet. That's not just a breach of cybersecurity. That's a breach of trust, of dignity, of ethics. People go to the Commission because they believe it's safe. And suddenly, the place designed to protect privacy becomes the source of exposure. It's the kind of mistake that shatters confidence in digital systems and in the humans who run them. The takeaway here isn't that the Commission was evil or careless. It's that even good institutions, with good intentions, can fail when privacy isn't baked into design. Someone built that upload form. Someone approved its visibility. And nobody caught the flaw until too late. That's why ethics has to live inside the system, not just in a policy on paper. Now jump to Europe. This story isn't about leaked data, but about responsibility, who owns what happens online. In a 2025 case called Patrescu versus Romania, the European Court of Human Rights had to decide whether a Facebook user could be punished for comments other people posted on his page. The local court said yes, that he was responsible for deleting them fast enough. But the ECHR disagreed. It ruled that holding someone liable for other people's comments violated his right to free expression. On the surface, that might sound niche, but it hits at the heart of online ethics. Should you, as a user, be accountable for what your followers say? If your friend posts something offensive on your timeline, are you to blame? Or does that kind of rule turn everyone into unpaid moderators for a platform that's already profiting from your content? It's a grey area, freedom versus responsibility. We want a civil, respectful internet, but we also want to speak without fear of being fined for someone else's behavior. The court's decision leaned toward fairness, but it also showed just how messy digital accountability has become in the GDPR era. Across Europe, people face daily online harassment, hate speech, doxing, targeted abuse, all enabled by the same systems meant to connect us. So even when the law protects speech, the reality often punishes the vulnerable. Online privacy and safety are never evenly distributed. Now, move further east to South Asia, and the ethical picture gets even darker. Earlier this year, the Business and Human Rights Resource Center reported that social media platforms were used to spread disinformation and hate speech during renewed tensions between India and Pakistan. Posts on X, formerly Twitter, and on Facebook amplified fake videos, false claims, and nationalist propaganda. And it worked exactly as designed. Algorithms pushed whatever triggered the strongest emotions: anger, outrage, fear. Each share, each retweet, each reaction helped the platforms profit, while real people on both sides of the border faced the consequences. This wasn't just misinformation. It was a cyber threat, a weaponization of private data and social psychology. When manipulated content spreads that fast, it doesn't stay online. It spills into real life: protests, arrests, even violence. Ethically, this isn't about individual trolls or bad actors anymore. It's about the design of systems that reward division. If your algorithm amplifies lies because they're more engaging, then the harm isn't an accident, it's a business model. Put these three stories together: Australia's data leak, Europe's free speech ruling, and South Asia's disinformation crisis, and you get a global portrait of how fragile our online ethics really are. Everywhere you look, privacy, security, and accountability are colliding. One region struggles to protect private data. Another struggles to define responsibility. And another battles the consequences of unrestrained algorithmic power. Ethics is supposed to guide us toward what's right, but online, it's a moving target. We make moral choices in seconds through clicks, shares, and uploads. And those choices ripple out into systems that barely understand the difference between truth and attention. So, what do we do? For individuals, the first step is awareness. Your data has value to you, to companies, to criminals. Don't give it away lightly. Lock down your accounts. Use multi-factor authentication. Think twice before you post anything you wouldn't want mirrored on 10,000 screens. For organizations, the lesson is simpler but harder to live by. Ethics isn't an afterthought. It's not a checkbox under compliance. It's a design principle. Build systems where privacy is protected by default, not by apology. For governments and regulators, the European case is a warning. Laws like GDPR only work when they balance freedom and fairness. Over-policing the internet risks silencing people. Under-policing it invites chaos. Ethical regulation means drawing that line carefully over and over again as technology evolves. And for the platforms, especially in volatile regions like South Asia, it's time to stop pretending neutrality. If your algorithm spreads lies faster than facts, you're part of the problem. Ethics in design means asking, what harm could this cause, before the code ships, not after it explodes. The positive path forward isn't grand or abstract. It's small, consistent habits. Teaching digital literacy. Designing for consent and transparency. Protecting data as if it were a human right, because it is. Technology won't stop moving faster than laws can catch up. AI, deepfakes, synthetic media, they'll bring new challenges we can barely imagine. But what matters most is building a culture where doing the right thing online becomes instinctive. Where privacy and integrity are just as natural as convenience. In the end, each of these stories, the data breach, the free speech fight, the disinformation war, isn't only about failure. They're mirrors. They show us what happens when technology grows faster than ethics. But they also remind us that ethics can grow too, if we choose to make it part of how we build, share, and live online. Because every click carries a choice.
And every choice shapes the kind of digital world we'll live in next.